Hi, I'm Liz with Liz Toth Properties powered by EXP Realty. I'm a residential real estate agent in Raleigh, North Carolina. Today's buyer tip is all about location. There are so many things to think about when you're getting ready to purchase a home or start your home search. How large of a home do you want? How small of a home do you want? How many bedrooms do you need? Maybe you want a fenced in yard so you can let your dog run around. Maybe you're going through the process of getting a mortgage. There's a lot of things to think about with that. But one of the most important things I think as a part of your home search is location. Are there things that are important to you that you use on a daily basis that is important for you to be close to? Maybe it's a commute to your job. Maybe it's having easy access to one of the local schools so you can drop your children off each day. Things like that. I always recommend test the commute times. So if it's important for you to be close to your job, either do a test run during the time that you would be going to work or check the maps during that time that you would be traveling to work to see what the traffic patterns are like. You want to learn as much as possible because you don't want any unexpected surprises. And I bring this up because I have learned over the years, I've purchased a few homes over the years. I have not always been in real estate, so I have not always known all the things that I know today. And then also based on some personal experiences, there's certain things that I like to always check for the buyers I'm working with, and bring it to their attention. So I'll talk a little bit about that today too. But location is so important. Are there things that you like to do? Like, do you like to go into downtown all the time? And if you do, would being 40 minutes or more away from downtown be an issue for you? Or after a while, would it be, something that you don't enjoy, that long drive into the city and then back home? And maybe after a while you stop doing that and then your quality of life is different. So location is so important. I always say the right home in the wrong location is the wrong home. So I'm going to show you some things that I use and that I have used when I purchased my home here in Raleigh, and things that I use to help buyers. And I also use these tools when I'm working with sellers just to make sure I have a good understanding of what's going on in the community and in the surrounding area. So that I make sure I highlight certain things that are great, or maybe there are certain things that we need to disclose. So I'm going to share my screen and we will get right into it. So the first thing in particular, and I'm extremely sensitive to this, the RDU flight path, because my first home that I purchased, it was not here in Raleigh. I was not a real estate agent at the time. I had no idea what to look for. My first home I bought, it was in a flight path. I did not realize it until after I had purchased the home and moved in. And I had been to that house many times. I had never heard a plane, of course, until after I moved in. And so that's not when you want to discover something like that you're in the flight path. You want to know that in advance, obviously. So this is something I always check, especially when I have clients that are looking in close proximity to the RDU flight path. So this is a map. If you're interested in getting this, I have this link saved because I use it so much. Feel free to email me. I'm happy to send you the link. You can also take a screenshot, but you can put an address in here and then it'll highlight it on, and it'll tell you where it is in the RDU flight path. Obviously, the closer you get to RDU, the louder the noise is going to be. And they kind of have this little legend here, and it's color coded. So the green is going to give you the least, amount of average daily decibels, but it goes up from there. So if you just type in an address, I'm going to type in a listing that I have available for sale now. And you can see it is located in the green. So it gets 55 average daily decibels of noise, and it's located a little bit closer to the yellow. So this doesn't bother everybody. A lot of people don't care, especially I've worked with a lot of folks who move here and, they're coming from an area where they have airport noise now. So it's not an issue for them, but it's something that I always like to highlight because especially if, it may not bother you, it could bother a buyer in the future. So maybe that could impact, a resale in the future. If you're planning on only living here for 5 years, that's something to take into consideration. Some people are going to be really bothered by noise. If they know your house is in a flight path, are they going to consider your home? Maybe not. So it's something to just be aware of. Again, it doesn't bother everybody. I'm particularly sensitive to it because of when I first purchased my home. So I always like to highlight this. I think it's very important. And this is something, obviously it's available and you can do this, if you're looking in Cary or Morrisville or any of these areas that could be impacted, you can start searching yourself to see exactly where homes that you might be interested are located. The next thing I do is I always look at Google Maps. So if somebody calls me on a property and, or a buyer I'm working with reaches out, I will always pull up an aerial map just to see what's going on. So one of the things I like to look for is obviously this might be a construction zone. This could be a big community that's being built. It's something to make sure that a potential buyer is aware of. Is that going to be a deal breaker for some people? Maybe. Probably not for most people, especially if they're located, maybe further in the community, but you should be aware of what's going on around the community. So that's one example. The other example I always like to, I'll show here, and this is because I have shown in Apex. So if you're, again, I talk a little bit about noise. Apex, for example, they have a railroad that runs right through the town. So if you're going to move to Apex and you're going to live, in this area over here, that's great. There's a train track here. I don't know how often the trains run, so that's something to investigate and spend some time in this area and see if that's something that would bother you. Again, I live near a train track for a while, and it didn't bother me at all. But some people, it is a concern. And again, for resale in the future, being close to a train track could be an issue or a deal breaker for someone in the event you want to sell in the future. So that's something to be aware of as well. So I love to pull up the aerial maps. It also gives me the opportunity to see where the pool is in relation to the home and highlight some of the great things, or maybe, the fact that it's close to a park, or maybe it's close to a school that you're interested in sending your children to, and things like that. So it really gives you a good overview of what's going on in the area surrounding the home that you could potentially be interested in. The other thing is I'm a runner, and I also have a dog, and I walk a lot. So being close to a greenway trail was important to me. So these are two. All Trails is one, and then Trail Link is the other one. And these are apps that you can put on your phone. So when I would look and see that, yes, there's greenway trails not far from the neighborhood. But then when I went to the home, I would always pull the app up and search for greenway trails just to see how far away. Is it a mile? Is it 2 miles? Is it a half mile? So because I was trying to determine, how close do I want to be to a greenway trail, or how far away is too far away. So these are great apps to download if you're looking to be close to greenway trails, if that's something that's important to you. So again, that's Trail Link and then All Trails, and they have apps for your phone. So that can really help you if being close to parks and recreation, greenway trail, things like that, if that is important to you in a home search. Another thing I always look at is the flood maps. So this is actually Crabtree Valley Mall, and a lot of people who are local here know that it's in a flood zone, but people who are coming here from out of the area don't always know that. So I'm using this as an example, and this is I just Google FEMA, search flood zone by address. You put your address in, and then you can see what's going on in the area, and you can see obviously where the flood zone is and how it's impacting the area. This is an extreme example. Obviously, this isn't a community. It's Crabtree Valley Mall. But it's another tool that's available to help you see what's going on around the home or the neighborhood that you're looking in, and just having a good understanding. Is it close by? Is it far away? If you are close by, or it is maybe a portion of the property is in a special flood hazard area, then it's good to have a conversation with an insurance person and understand what is involved in that. So those are tools that I use on a daily basis to try to help folks, both buyers, and then obviously when I'm working with sellers, to understand the area surrounding the home that I'm selling. If you have questions on purchasing a home, don't hesitate to reach out. I'd be happy to help you. If you're interested in learning more about the Raleigh-Durham area, check out my YouTube channel, Welcome to Raleigh. There's community tours, city tours. There's more buyer tips just like this. There's seller tips in the event you're getting ready to sell your house. And there's more information on the real estate market. You can subscribe, hit the little bell, and get notified anytime a new video is uploaded. I look forward to talking to you again soon, and I hope you have a great day.